What's up, everybody? Thanks as always for tuning in to PDubsArcadeLoft, where we always appreciate it when you come and hang out upstairs with us. And I just got back from a very, very long week and an awesome vacation with the dudes checking out Chicago Pinball Expo 2024. Tonight, we're going to talk about the truth about Chicago Pinball Expo. Well, what's the truth, you say? Well, the truth is always your own truth. So in this case, it's my truth. What really happened? What was the experience like for me? I got a lot of great videos and photos that I'm going to share with you guys so we can kind of take a look at some stuff on the showroom floor and talk about some fun things that happened. Also, the community trolled me like crazy while I was gone. Apparently, they think PDubs slept through Pinball Expo, but how could that be possible? Well, we have the picture evidence to prove it. Thanks to all you I guess I should say, hilarious people out there in the community. Multicade Mondays is back. We're also going to be talking about what's next for the channel, what I'm going to be focused on now that, Pinball Expo's over. It's going to be kind of, dial back some of that pinball content because I got a lot of multicade and arcade content I want to get to. What we're going to be focused on next, things like that. Should be a fun show. Should be a fun discussion. Thanks as always for spending your time with me. Do me a favor, click that thumbs up, spread the word. I scheduled the show late, so people might not even know we're live. Let's get them in here. Tell them we're live. Multicade Mondays is back, baby! Thanks as always for joining me. I'm going to say hi to who's here in the live chat, but P-Dubs, we need to get grooving here to some music. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get some music going. What's next for the channel? Pillow reviews. That could be true as well. God, man, I hate this camera. I miss my nice camera, my nice $800 camera. You guys have seen me on Multicade Mondays. Crystal clear 4K presentation. This is a 4K camera, but, doesn't look too good. Part of the problem with cameras is you got to tinker with the lighting, right? You got to tinker with the lighting, what's going on in the background. All that affects each camera differently because all cameras are built differently. No camera setting is unique. The brightness level of the lights might be good for one camera, but they might need to be darkened or lightened for another. It's a pain in the ass to figure out. And I'm just, I'm just going to have to make do with what I got, guys. We're just going to have to make do with what I got. If you guys want your shout-outs, speak now or forever hold your peace. We got Adam Kalb is here. Grayson is here. Galloping Guy 88, who bought a Peanuts Snoopy pinball from At Games live at the show. Good job, man. Congratulations on your purchase. Get the baby making music queued up. Leo's here. What's up, Leo? Stupid Fat Hobbit. Always good to see you. WrestleMania the arcade game. Spill the beans, Dubs. It's my most wanted. I'm hearing rumors, but I'm not saying anything yet. Guys, I'm back now. I'm back from Expo. Let me do some verification. You know what they say. If you only have one source, that's not enough to deliver the news. You got to have at least 2 or 3 sources to verify you're not jerking people's time, jerking people off, wasting their time, right? Hollywood Polo is here. How was your day? David G is here. What's up, David? Met David at Pinball Expo, and it was kind of funny. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, we met in Cleveland. How are you, man? It's David." I'm like, "Oh, hey, nice to see you." And I kind of recognized him. Like it was starting to come in, and he had his buddy with him, like his best friend. I guess they're married to sisters or something like that. And so I guess they're brothers-in-law, something of that nature. And I'm like, I know this guy. And he's like, yeah, we met at Cleveland. And it's coming back to me. It's like Celine Dion. It's all coming back to me now. And then he goes, you remember me? I'm the one with the really hot wife. And it came back instantly. Oh, yeah. And kudos to you, sir. David G pulls. He pulls. So, yeah, good to see them as well. Rafcon is here. What's up, Rafcon? You know what's great about me and Rafcon? We don't take shit from anyone, do we, Rafcon? Glio's here as well. Jeff is here. Sup, Dubs? Looks like the expo was awesome. I'm going next year. You should. It's the kind of expo you probably would want to go to, you know, and check it out. Oh, that's the Insta 360 cam. Yeah, this cam I have, Mike, the one I'm using right now is an ObSpot 4K. Michael B just did a review on it. It sucks. Like, look at this. This picture quality sucks compared to what I've been broadcasting the last year and a half, 2 years when my nice camera was working. But we're going to have to make do until I can replace my camera. Let's see who else is here. Evening Dubs. Video Game Vegas is here as well. What were the top 3 homebrew tables? Hollywood Polo, let me run the show, man. We'll get there, baby. We'll get there. Like I said, I got a lot of pictures and video I'm going to show you. This isn't just going to be like, hey, it's a pinball recap and I don't show you anything. We're going to show you all that stuff. Chad is here as well. No one else wants a shout out? Wake up! What is up with this live chat? Wake up! Are you here? Are you freaking ready? We haven't done Multicade Mondays in a month. All right, well, while we're waiting for all the slackers to come in, let's just get this out of the way, because this was freaking hilarious. So, hey, what's up, Kevin Clausen? There you are, man. Oh, I must have missed it, my buddy. You know, the way I missed you live at Medieval Times when you didn't even say hi to me, but you said hi to everybody else. Michael B is here. Wake up. Quarter Deck Arcade is here. I met him in person, and I knew he was going to Expo, and I knew he was going to wear his Pac-Man sweater, and I have the exact same sweater, and I wore it to Pinball Expo on the same day as Quarter Deck Arcade, so I could take a picture with him in our matching Pac-Man hoodies, and it happened. There we go. Chris C is here, checking in. Pete G is here, rough and ready. My body's here, but my brain is still on the show floor. Guys, I'm still freaking tired. I'm still freaking tired. Yeah, we did play Bad Dudes at Galloping Ghost. And it was just as horrible on the real arcade machine as it is via emulation. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the entertainment. That's why we do what we do. We want to entertain you guys, right? So we want, you know, those of you who couldn't make the trip, hopefully we made it fun for you watching at home. All right, so Chicago Pinball Expo, we arrive, we land, we get off the plane, I take an Uber, I meet the guys at the house. I think we went out to eat or something, and like we got back to the house, and I'm like, guys, I am so freaking tired. Because I got up at 3 o'clock that morning to get my flight and stuff. It was a mess. I was like, I need to take a nap. You guys know Dubs needs to take his naps, right? So this butt munch named Michael B. the Game Genie took a picture of me while I was sleeping. Yes, this is the real picture. This is the one that started it all. He takes this picture of me while I'm sleeping. I mean, first off, kind of creepy. He came into my room like that, right? And then it turned into something hilarious. So over the weekend, I kept getting tagged in photo after photo after photo. Our gaming community is absolutely hilarious, guys. They turned around and they started photoshopping me everywhere. I picked some of my favorites. You guys let me know in the live chat which ones you guys think are funny, which one are your favorites. So take a look. See what this butt munch started, right? So here we are, PDubs napping in the clouds. You know, and at first I'm like, okay, if people are going to do something like that, it can't get that much worse, right? It can't get horrible. And then, of course, we went out for pizza. Here's the pizza. Here, let's go like this. Like, no, I'm wearing a gray t-shirt. That's a gray sweater, buddy. So, no, I'm not wearing the same t-shirt. Yeah, looks like a different guy with no hat and glasses. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? So this one was funny because we went out for pizza the night before. And then, of course, here we are in the booth at Wonderland Amusements booth. And actually, this picture might actually be to scale. Because that is not a big pinball machine, guys. They said it's like 80% to scale of a real pinball machine. I don't think so, but we'll talk about that when we get to the Pinball Emporium section. And then they photoshopped me on a bar. You know, we got a couple cute waitresses. Hopefully they're over 18. Laughing at PDubs. Hopefully I didn't crop dust them while they were there. You know what I mean? If you guys find these funny, make sure you let me know in the live chat. This one was great. Come on, dude. Oh, this one was great. This one made me laugh because I've used this meme before. Like, arcade one up, do something. You know what I mean? Like the stick poking the guy. This was one of the best because the Ronald McDonald statues on their benches are perfect for laying your head down in his lap. Nice way to earn a cheeseburger. So this was pretty funny as well. I appreciate the humor from you guys. Let's take a peek here. And then in comes Detroit Love, right? In comes Detroit Love, and he's like, he started making a bunch of them like this one. He's like, hey, here's PDubs sleeping through the bye week because the Bears had a bye week this week. And he at least he tucked me into a lovely Chicago Bears blanket. Thanks so much, D-Love. That one didn't hurt my feelings at all. This one was great because this was almost me today at work. Sleeping on the cubicle. And I gotta say, man, your guys' Photoshop skills are crazy good. Crazy good. I'm very, very impressed. Let's see if we got any more here. We got, oh, here's another one from Detroit Love. The Bears players are carrying P-Dubs through the weekend, I think is what he captioned it. So that was pretty funny. Wish Carl could have been there, but Carl couldn't be there because, you know, he had to work this weekend, which really, really sucked. Hell no, we would never sleep during a Bears Super Bowl. Kevin? Man, that's a tough division they're in this year, right? And then he threw another one at me on the football field. That one's okay. Then some people started posting me just like random pictures of a gigantic P-Dubs. Am I really this fat, guys? I'm the size of a bridge. I'm the size of a mountain. Just napping out there in nature. So that was pretty funny. Let's see here. And then, of course, this one right here was my personal favorite, and it's the last one on the list. There have been some others. But this one right here, The Pit of Despair. And I wish, I wish 19K Fox was here because 19K Fox does the best Prince Humperdinck impersonation, you know? My father's final words were... Like that whole clip, that whole scene. I kept making him repeat it over and over during the weekend because his Prince Humperdinck is so good. Do me a favor, guys. Next time 19K Fox is live, tell him P-Dub says he has to do the Prince Humperdinck impression for you guys. You guys got to hear it. Love her as I loved her, and there will be joy. He does it so much better. But yeah, so that was fun, right? That was a fun way to, you know, get the weekend going. Seeing all these people making these fun memes about good old P-Dubs. You guys don't care about my personal feelings or anything of that nature, and that's fine, man. You guys do you. Overall, the weekend was a blast. It had its moments, just like any trip. Yeah, those moments where you're out traveling, having a good time, and there's people who don't go on the trip. People who like to piss on the party that they're not invited to. And then, of course, there were those awesome moments and memories that you'll never forget. I was really glad I got to see my... I was really glad I got to spend some time with my sisters while I was in town. Went over and we played Uno. And let me tell you something. And this was Saturday night, the night before I left. I swung by my sister's house. And we played Uno. But we didn't just play Uno. Let me pull it up here for you guys. We played Uno No Mercy. So I don't know what you and your siblings did growing up, right? Me and my sisters, you know what we did? We played Uno. It was one thing that we always did. We always sat around the dining room table playing Uno together. It was a great way for us to bond, despite we have a very wide age differences between the four of us. But we always loved playing Uno together, and my sister said, hey, want to play Uno? We're like, sure. And I was expecting her to pull out standard Uno, which is what we've always played. She pulled out Uno No Mercy. Let me tell you something, guys. If you want to reinvigorate some life into Uno, go pick this up. It's $10 wherever they sell Uno. Uno No Mercy is great, man, because they had like draw 10. If you have more than 25 cards in your hand, you're out. Instead of like skipping one person, you can skip the entire table and go again. Make them draw 6. There were a whole bunch of new cards in there that I have never seen before. And it was bloodthirsty. It was bloodthirsty, and I had a great time with my sisters, horsing around and playing Uno. So that was fun. And of course, the guys and I, we were drinking all weekend, having a good time, and all that stuff. You showed her no mercy in Uno? Yeah, I always show my sisters no mercy, and they show me no mercy. My one sister, Alicia, though, I will never, ever play her in Sorry again. You guys know the board game Sorry? You think Uno's bloodthirsty. You think Uno becomes a bloodbath. Play Sorry with my sister, Alicia, and she will murder you on the table. And in 43 years, I've never once beaten her in a game of Sorry, and I'm never going to play her again. I'm worried that if I play her in Chutes and Ladders, she'll cut the ladder out from under me and I'd fall all the way down to the bottom. She's a vicious Sorry player, no mercy. So yeah. Thanks, MG. Nice to make fun of a guy's weight when he goes live, man. I mean, I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Jeez. I have put on weight since last year. But I'm going to try and get back on the healthy kick. We'll try and make that work. All right, let's see if we can find you guys some fun stuff from the expo. I'm sure that's why you're here, right? I'm sure you guys want to check some stuff out. Let's see here. What do we got here? So, yeah, did you play an Infinity game table? No, of course not. No, we didn't. All right, so taking a peek here. This is us when we were getting ready to head to the expo. Sure enough, you had Michael B, Fox, Kits, B-Cog, me, all staying in the same house together. Console Kits obviously loves to cuddle, so there you go. A little bit of that going on. What's interesting about these photos is on this phone I used, it kept taking like a thumbnail, like a moving photo of these images, which was funny. But, I mean, is there anything better than going on vacation with your buddies? I mean, you could really cut loose, have fun, get a little crazy, right? So, but we had a nice picture right here. This is, this one of my favorites. I think the next one is actually my most favorite. But you could tell that we are all besties. And what's really cool, guys, is if it wasn't for this YouTube journey that I've been on, I never would have met these guys and we never would have became friends, right? And despite the fact that there's people out there who hate the fact that I'm friends with people who they hate and they try to do this guilty by association thing, I'm 43, man. I'm not a high school kid. Just because you don't personally like somebody doesn't mean but you like me, I'm under obligation not to like them. You know what I'm saying? For example, some of these guys, I'm not going to name names, they don't like a couple of dudes that I absolutely hate, yet I don't let it impact our friendship. Does that make sense? I'm not a petty child when it comes to stuff like that. So let's see here. This is one right here. Okay, this is the better one. This is the one where we're all smiling, right? So good times. Michael B holding up the peace sign. Michael B is legit. And we were on our way to the expo. So right here, this is Bob Oif. This was at Galloping Ghost. And Bob Oif was there. Awesome to see Bob Oif again. Great member of the community. He was by himself, though. He didn't have the kids with him that I saw. And he was having a blast. That's him with 19K Fox. For example, Kevin Clausen hates that I'm friends with Mike. $2 super chat. Thanks so much. Drives him nuts. There you go. Thank you so much for that. So always good to see these guys. And then here's me with Bob right here. And of course I was rocking out in my Venom t-shirt. I bought all new t-shirts and jeans just for the trip. I was super, super excited. And so much fun. This is a game called Timber that I saw at Galloping Ghost. So this is at Galloping Ghost, guys. And the reason why I'm going to show you some pictures of some arcade games is these are some goofy arcade games that I'm going to cover very soon on the next episode of Multicade Mondays. This is where it ties in to this show. We're going to be showing off games like Timber and a few others that are actually really, really fun games to play. And if they're most likely on your Multicade build. If you've downloaded a build that's got thousands of games on it, you might not even know these games are there. I played Timber, and actually I really, really enjoyed it. You got to chop down the trees, and before the bad guys get you, it's very, very interesting. Here's another goofy oddball game that I saw there. Again, another one that I've never played before called Domino Man, where you actually play setting up your dominoes. And that was another fun one. We're going to cover that. I think I actually showed that during my live stream. I think I actually played Domino live during my Galloping Ghost tour. Now, right here is the Gottlieb Freddy A Nightmare on Elm Street pinball machine. As you can see here, back when they this artwork's painted on. It's no kind of vinyl or anything like that. Tell me that isn't a beautiful pinball machine, right? Michael B played this at least 10 times. I played it 5 or 6 times. It's a super, super fun game. It's really, really enjoyable. And the table itself is beautiful. Let's see here if we got any... I haven't even combed through all this stuff yet. I mean, take a look at that. You know what's funny is, Gottlieb license is owned by Farside Studios. Wouldn't it be cool if Farside Studios was able to re-engage some of these licenses, maybe with AtGames, make a digital version of Freddy, something like that, right? I mean, there's VPX versions out there, but it'd be nice to see that for the AtGames crowd out there, right? Let's keep going here. Let's see. Taking a look here. How many of you guys have played Freddy? Surely you've played Freddy before, right? Super beautiful table. Here's how the table's set up. You have Freddy's head. And right here is this tunnel leads to the nightmares. So the goal is you got to get the ball up into the tunnel to beat the nightmare and get to the next one. And Freddy, guess what, guys? That's right. Freddy actually eats the ball. So Freddy's head here. Well, actually, he doesn't really eat the ball. There's a little drop shoot back behind Freddy's head. But when the ball goes in there, Freddy then spits it out at you. So he spits out the ball. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. Classic 90s pinball. These are the kind of pinball games that I would love to collect. You got sculptures, you got toys, stuff like that. You don't have a lot of the cheap stuff that Stern puts on their pinball machines. Stuff like that. But, yeah, let's see here. Beautiful back glass. Your typical 90s pinball DMD from Gottlieb right there, as well as pretty standard in the 90s. Nightmare on Elm Street. So, pretty cool. Wanted to show that one off a little bit. What do we got going on here? Oh, this is a better view of Freddy's head without the glare. Take a look at that. Isn't that awesome? MG says never played it. Looks creepy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They got Freddy doing a couple of call-outs in the game, and they got some Freddy music, and there's some scenes from the movie that have been kind of digitized and put on the DMD when you do certain things, stuff like that. So, asleep, awake, shoot again. So these are just some different modes. You see the wireform ramp, you see the plastic ramp right there. Good stuff. I don't know what that picture's doing there. Oh, here we go. Even closer in on. look at Freddy's head coming through the glass. I might just go hunt down a Freddy pinball. It was super fun. I know if I get one though, it'll make Michael B jealous if I get one. So this was all pretty cool. Let's keep going here. Here's a quick shot of the table in action. Quick little video for you guys. Oh, and it's got the Freddy Claw too, which you can use. The Freddy Claw kind of, you know how X-Men's got the Sentinel hand that does stuff on the new X-Men pinball? So where is it? Right here. You can activate the Freddy Claw flipper. So if the ball comes down here and you hit the flipper button, the Freddy Claw here will shoot it. You'll notice on the plastic rail here, there's no wall. And the goal is to shoot it from here and get it over here and hit the target, right? So you could actually hit the ball with Freddy's hands. So kind of cool. X-Men, there's the Sentinel hands on the X-Men that do stuff. So, you guys know it's been done before. Super happy for you, Galga guy. Super, super happy for you that you picked that up. And there's one reason and one reason only we're showing this. And what is that, fellas? 3 words. Type it in the live chat. Let's see if you guys can guess. This is Elvira and the Party Monsters. This was the first Elvira pinball game made by Bally. And, you know, it's got the older kind of like 80s alphanumeric DMD on it. This one's cool because, you know, like the Universal Party Monsters table, like all those characters are like in this game. You can kind of see them on the back glass. Andy, close, but not quite. What's my slogan? What's my catchphrase that I need to start selling t-shirts? Here you go, Rafcon. Boobies on the back glass. That's right. Boobies on the back glass. So it was really cool because at Galloping Ghost Pinball, they have all of the Elvira games, right? So I was able to play all 3 back to back to back, which was a lot of fun. So here's your Elvira and the Party Monsters if you haven't seen it before. And of course, we have, let's find it here for you guys. I don't know why some of these are at an angle. Maybe it's the way I was holding the phone. I was trying to capture the back of the table so you guys could see the toys back there. It's an okay game. It's not my favorite Elvira game. I think they really nailed it on Elvira Scared Stiff, which is coming up here. Nope. Oh, let's go back. Let's take a look. Boobies on the backlist. Oh, that's right. That is 4 words. I can't count. Marine, I've been gone a week. Calm down. Here you go. Here's a good look at the table. It's a fun table. Lots of ramps, lots of shots. You got the chest, you got the skull on the table, all that stuff. Like cool artwork on the table. You know, the side artwork isn't that great, but still a fun game nonetheless. And of course, here's one of my favorite, if not favorite, pinball games of all time. This is Elvira Scared Stiff. Again, awesome picture of Elvira here on the back glass. She looks smoking hot in my opinion. And of course, this is the game where the spider spins and you can hit the action, one of the buttons, and stop the spider. And wherever it stops, you collect the reward. So there you go. So huge fan, obviously, of Elvira Scared Stiff. I mean, look at that. Why can't we have more pinball like this? Gotta love the ladies on the back glass, man. So this is obviously the Williams game. And hold on, we're trying to find a good photo here. And there's your DMD. Now they have the color DMD on this one. And you could kind of start seeing one of my favorite parts in the game here is the plastic ramp that's got this long like skeleton snake surrounding it. I always thought that looked super, super cool. All right. And of course, the goal is to get into the chest, right? And it's always cool when you get into the chest and you activate the different modes and stuff. So there's the chest right there. So it's your typical, I guess they call it a fan layout, where it's like you have ramp, toy, ramp. You know what I mean? So many pinball machines are set up this way. So, but let's see here. Here's another good shot. Got some good cartoon artwork on here. We need a stripper-themed pinball. But what stripper movie? Showgirls? I didn't honestly think Elizabeth Berkley was that attractive to star in that movie. Got the coffin and everything. Let's try and get to some cool expo stuff for you guys. This is all good. This is all well and cool stuff. But man, I love this pinball game. I really do. The problem with Elvira Scared Stiff, guys, is if I wanted to get one, it would cost me like 13 grand used. And if I'm going to spend that much money, I might as well buy a new in-box pinball. Like, I love this game. I would love to own it, but I'm not spending 13 grand on it. If I ever see some crazy guy who's like desperate to get rid of his machines and he's selling for like 5 grand or so, I might pick it up. But otherwise, it'll never happen. It'll forever be just another one of PDubs' dreams. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Here's a nice little look at the table if you've never seen it before. Pamela Anderson, there is a barbed wire pinball game. There actually is a barbed wire pinball game. I'll take a Vampirella. That's a good idea. I'd take a Vampirella table as well. Isn't the Blood Red Kiss under 10K? No, I don't think so. I think it's more than that. Which I did play the Blood Red Kiss at the Stern Factory, which I might have a video for to show you guys. Again, we're just going through these one at a time. Here's Elvira's House of Horrors. So again, if you guys go to Galloping Ghost and go to the Galloping Ghost Pinball Building, which is separate from the arcade building, they do have all 3 Elvira games there. And then here's Elvira's House of Horrors. This is the more recent Stern one with the LCD, with all the video and video footage of Elvira and stuff like that. And obviously people really, really like this game. Let's see here. Obviously beautiful back glass. Elvira, House of Horrors. Let me see. There you go. I like how it's a television, and like what's cool too is like when you're like gonna die, they like show like a trailer of what you did during the game, like your own individual trailer. You would have to play it to know what I mean. I think you guys know what I mean. Pretty cool. And of course in this one again, ramp, toy, ramp, right? So right here, instead of it being the chest like the other games, it's her haunted house. You could either go here, or obviously the main goal is to go up the staircase into the house and all that stuff, right? And then, of course, she's got the family crypt right here, which is really, really cool. Let's see if I got something here. So the family crypt, you keep bashing it until the door opens, and then you can get the ball in there. A lot of fun. Detroit Love is here. Yep, there's a Baywatch table. That's another one of my favorites, Retro Lizard. I would buy the Baywatch table in a heartbeat. I think I showed that off in like my last live stream about it. Let's see. Here's a good look at the House of Horrors pinball artwork, just in case you guys were wondering what it looks like. The funny thing about this table is like these gargoyles, like when you hit these little spot targets, the gargoyles pop up, and they always hit the glass. So you hear little thunk, 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 because they're always punching the glass when they pop up. They pop up pretty high. So let's get off this. Let's get to some more fun stuff for you guys. Here's a good look at House of Horrors, right? Wait till you see the Blood Red edition. Hopefully I took some photos of it. I used my cell phone, and I used my and I used like a Canon camera. So right now we're just looking at the stuff here. All right, so right here we're at Galloping Ghost, and over in the Gottlieb section, they got Mad Planets, which I would love to own a Mad Planets. I'm desperately hunting a Mad Planets to stick it next to my Q*bert. There's a couple other Gottlieb games, Arena, Argus. Those we're going to be covering on Multicade Mondays. I think I took the pictures through so I would remember what games I wanted to cover. But they had Q*bert, they had Faster, Harder, More Challenging Q*bert, they had and then they had 2 of the Q*bert cubes right here. And then obviously a whole bunch of stuff. So that was cool to see. The Q*bert, the monitor, the colors were all messed up. It didn't look so good. So that was kind of a shame. Since the last time I was there, the monitor was working great when I was there last time in Chicago. But that's what happens with your CRTs and stuff. This is a great shot, in my opinion. This is, I think all of them were playing X-Men, the 6-player X-Men cab. So you got James Hates Everything. You got Steps Gaming. You got 19K Fox. There's Galga Guy. And there's Todd, Nerd Lounge Master. Kind of funny that they were all wearing their Arcades Anonymous. They had like Arcades Anonymous sport coats, athletic coats, sweaters made with their names on the back. I was pretty jealous. I thought that was a really cool idea. Yeah, what was that movie with Demi Moore where she played a stripper? What was that called? I can't remember the name of the movie. So this was cool. Let's go. I think I took a few pictures here. Yeah, that's what happens when you press the picture button too many times. We asked James how the view was. How's the viewing angle over here? James said it was awesome, but it wasn't. I don't know how you can play in the 1-player and the 6-player position. That's it, striptease. There you go. Thanks so much, guys. So that was cool to see. And then, of course, we went to the Stern Pinball Factory tour. Now, what was really cool about this was the fact that they were doing factory tours throughout the entire expo weekend, taking people over there by the busful. But they invited a bunch of the content creators who were going to come and do a private tour. So there was about 30 of us. I mean, these are people who cover arcades, pinball, console gaming, just any YouTuber who they knew was going. They invited to go on this tour, so we all got invited, which was really, really cool. So let's go here. So it was just us, not like, you know, throngs of people, and we got to take our time. We weren't in a rush or anything like that. Anyone in the pic you don't like, blink twice. Thanks so much. But let's see here. So let's get to some of the fun stuff. So I was just taking a picture of the factory. What an awesome building, right? And I got to hang out and be with Cool Toy, man. I haven't seen Cool Toy in person since CES 2020. CES 2020 is the last time I saw Doug in person. And you guys remember how I was talking smack about how I think I could... when Michael B showed me, he sent me a link saying, check this out. Cool Toy literally killed a guy. And it was a video of Cool Toy's MMA fight. And funny story. And of course, me being me, the consummate joker, I responded. I'm like, yeah, I still think I could take him. Well, sure enough, Michael B told Cool Toy that when we all went and had lunch later at Lou Malnati's. He told him that story, and Cool Toy looked across me. Cool Toy and I sat directly across from each other at the lunch table. He leans forward and he goes, just so you know, the first lesson's free, PDubs. I almost got murdered by Cool Toy at Pinball Expo 2024. How many of you can say that? Anyway, it was really great to see Doug. We even talked to him about the fact that we are always telling people to message him and ask for ROMs and stuff like that. We're like, you don't get mad about that, do you? And he said no, he thought it was funny. Whenever someone emails him asking for ROMs from us, he just deletes the email and moves on with his life. So it's nice to see that Doug is a good sport about that, right? Doug is a good sport. Yeah, really nice guy. Really love seeing Doug. Wow, we had a lot of fun together. We talked for a very long time. We hung out almost the entire pinball tour because I hadn't seen him in forever. So yeah. Yeah, because we tell people all the time, if you need ROMs, just email cooltoy@gmail.com and people do it. He thought it was funny the first 6,000 times. Yeah, it's pretty funny. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. So this is inside. Now, in the Stern factory, I didn't take a lot of pictures because I didn't want to get in trouble. There's certain areas where we weren't allowed to like be in or take photos of or stuff. This is like the game room where everyone got to see and play Metallica for the first time. So all the influencers or YouTubers, whatever you want to call it, keep in mind, guys, I've never once called myself an influencer. I hate the term. I think it's a stupid name. I think it's a stupid title. I prefer YouTube or content creator because that's what I do. I make content and I put it on YouTube. So I think I'm a content creator or a YouTuber. Hey, point to me the video, guys, where I've called myself an influencer. But I hate that word, but people use it all the time. It's stupid. But anyway, so they had everyone here, and everyone got to see Metallica before the general public. This was on Wednesday, I think. This was on Wednesday. No, I'm sorry. This was on Thursday. This was on Thursday, and they didn't bring Metallica to the expo until Saturday. So, no, yeah, until Saturday. So we got to see it before everyone else. So, of course, everyone was wanting to play Metallica. Huge lines of people. It was nuts. But, of course, they had all the X-Men's there. I got to play X-Men a few times. I got to tell you guys, I think X-Men's going to come home to PDubsArcadeLoft. I loved it. It's super fun. It's a great game. the code seems really far along. I think console kids told me, like when it comes to pinball code, like when they hit like that firmware 1.0, they feel the game is where it should be, and then obviously they add things later on, like they'll add challenge modes and stuff like that. Like they'll add things after the fact or fine tune any errors they find. So it's like 1.0 is the code that they target. But I think console kids told me they're already on like 0.86 code or something, so they're pretty close to 1.0 code. All the games I played at the expo and at the Stern place, super fun. I didn't have any issues where I was like, wow, this code's all messed up or anything weird like that. The word influencer gives me the ick. I'm a part-time freelance hobbyist content creator. Exactly, Moat. That's the way to look at it, Moat. That's what I call myself, guys. I got a full-time career. YouTube could never cover what I make in my full-time job. Anyway, let's get back to the fun stuff here. So, let's go over here. So they even gave us coffee and donuts and stuff like that. So that was pretty nice as well. Let's go ahead and turn off a little bit of music here. And then let's see here. They had Jaws. What else did they have? I'm trying to find it. Right here, you can kind of see B Kong back there. I think that's, is that Carrie Hardy? That might be Carrie Hardy. I can't tell. Right there, Stringer Films. I got to talk to Stringer, and guys, I've never met Stringer Films. You guys know Stringer Films. He's been in so many of like Super Game Room Dude's live chats and a lot of other people's live streams and stuff. Always throwing out $2 bills like Kevin Clausen. Kind of funny. First time I ever met Stringer, dude, Stringer was awesome. Him and I talked for several hours over the weekend. Really got to know him, and I really like the guy. He's super cool. He actually had me laughing because he told me he forgot to go to the bank before Expo to grab a roll of $2 bills, and he was going to walk around and hand YouTubers $2 bills in person. I thought that was hilarious, and he forgot, but it had me rolling. I was laughing because I could see him doing it. Yeah, I miss you too, Chaotic. I love seeing Chaotic in person. Him and I hung out, and we played Texas Chainsaw Massacre pinball together and all that stuff. Here's some more shots of Metallica. As you can see, I was at the back of the line waiting for my freaking turn. It was taking forever, but, you know, people were having fun. Here it is. The Elvira Blood Red Kiss Edition. So this is where they made it black and white and just some red all over. And this thing was pretty incredible looking, this pinball machine. If I did buy an Elvira House of Heart, I might consider getting the blood red one. I thought it looked really cool with the black and white table with just the red highlights versus the normal House of Horrors. But then again, lots of money for that. Lots of money. I didn't see anyone there from Arcade 1UP or New Wave Toys. New Wave Toys actually ended up not showing up to the expo. They ended up doing a live stream instead. Take a look at that plunger sword. It actually looks a lot like the Alice in Wonderland plunger sword, doesn't it? All right. And then, of course, you have the black and red artwork. So, you know me, big Elvira fan. I got pretty hyped to see this. I thought it was pretty stunning. So, yeah, if I did one day go nuts and actually buy an Elvira pin, I might get this one. It was pretty cool. Let's see here. Oh, here's some of the X-Men's. I got to play X-Men there. It was kind of cool because, like, when I checked in, you have to admit, guys, it's kind of cool when you play a pinball game. If you have Insider Connected, you know, the app on your phone for Stern Pinball, you log into Insider Connected, and on the main screen of your Insider Connected, on the bottom right, it says Profile. You click on Profile. And then it'll bring up another menu of options. One of the options is Activity. When you click on Activity, it tells you where you were. Like, it would say, like, Bob's Bar, and what games you played, how many times, the scores and stuff. And it was really cool to see, like, Stern home base, like the Stern factory was where I played the pinball games, actually at Stern itself. It was kind of cool to see that on my Insider Connected. The X-Men table was fantastic. fantastic. I'm seriously considering putting down a pre-order deposit for a premium. Um, I think it deserves a home here in PDubs Arcade Loft. It was one of the best pinball machines I've ever played. So it was really cool. Let's see. Over here, we got a whole bunch of people playing. X-Men, and then there's the 2 Metallicas they had. I think those were the same Metallicas they ended up taking to the expo later on. Let's see if I was able to get anything. All right, so we're talking about Pinball Expo, baby. So this could be, guys, we're gonna go long tonight. I know my buddy's going live. No offense, Mike. You know I love you, but this is my time. I'm gonna go until I'm done. No offense. We're gonna end up going long. I got a lot of stuff to show you guys. So right here, I got to meet Galaga Guy and Burger Time Babe in person, and they are just absolutely awesome people. Absolutely awesome people. They had the kids with them too, which was really cool. But it was awesome to hang out with them and talk to them. I even had hot dogs with Galaga Guy. I don't know if he's still here or not. Him and I went and got a couple hot dogs together. Love my X-Men LE. They have to fix a few problems, much like all Stern early releases do it. Yeah, I'm not going to buy any limited edition Sterns, but I think I might get the Stern X-Men Premium, because you want to have the Sentinel doing things that it doesn't do on the Pro, right? This guy right here is like, there's always funny people making weird faces at these expos. He's like, huh? What are they doing? Right here, I got to meet G.I. Joel in person, guys. G.I. Joel. I've actually met G.I. Joel before in Cleveland, but check out the shirt he was wearing. Holy cow, he was looking studly. And of course, my fat ass, I'm walking around with my Planet Fitness gym bag. So people think I work out when really I don't. So G.I. Joel was there. He had me laughing because I was asking him, I'm like, dude, are you going to put up a riser for the arcade one-up claw machine? He said he would. He'd sell a riser for it. So G.I. Joel, was cool to see him. Let's see here. What else we got? All kinds of cool stuff. So right here, this is when Danny found me. Oh, funny story. Danny apparently saw me near the At Games booth. I literally walked 150 feet. That's not an exaggeration. Apparently he chased me through the entire expo until he caught up to me. And all of a sudden I hear, Dubs, let's fucking go. And in my mind, I was like, oh crap, Danny's behind me. And sure enough, it was him. He chased me all through the expo to get my attention, which was pretty funny. But yeah, it was good to meet Danny in person. Mrs. Cornercade was there as well. I got to see her real quick, say hi to her. The kids were acting up, and she left, and she went to McDonald's or something, to a Playland, so the kids could burn off some energy, and I didn't see her after that. So I only got to see Mrs. Cornercade for about 2 minutes. And the only thing I got to say about it is, Danny, congratulations. What was funny is I posted this picture on my YouTube, and some people said we look like brothers. Let me know if you guys see it. If we look like we're brothers, give me a 1 in the chat. If we don't look like we're brothers, give me a 0 in the chat. I showed this picture to my wife, and she said, I think you do look like brothers. And I said, why? And she said, it's the nose. You guys have like the same shaped nose, so it makes you look very much alike. And I was like, really? She's like, yes. So she's like, I think he looks like your long lost brother. So there you go. Corner K Dubs is my older brother. But yeah, so she said, my wife said we look like brothers. Some viewers left me comments saying that. I don't see it personally, but thanks for the 1s and 0s. I appreciate it. Someone came up to you and asked you if you were PDubs? What? What? Hopefully you told them no. So yeah, so good to see Danny. Good to see the Cornercade. Here we are. Is he here? Is Quarterdeck here? So Quarterdeck, I love this guy. He's got, Maybe one of the moderators could put a link to his channel, the Quarter Deck Arcade, in the live chat. He loves home arcades. He loves Arcade 1-Up, at games, all that stuff. He puts out video all the time. His channel's not really growing. Maybe we can give him a plug. Maybe you guys could do me a favor. Go subscribe to him. I look like a fat slob. This guy's like got 20 years on me, but this guy could kick my ass. He runs marathons, guys. He runs marathons, but he was wearing, again, I wore my Pac-Man sweater because I knew he was going to wear his, and I wanted to see him and say hi to him. So good to see Quarter Deck Arcade there as well. Very nice guy. Very, very, very kind. Very good guy. Well, I don't know what was happening here. I think I was trying to fix something. Let's see what this is. Matching hoodies. Okay, so right here we have... Right here, this is the At Games booth, right? So right there you have Delilah from At Games. Right there you have Tampa Tech. Looked like they were arguing, right? They looked a little stressed, right? And this was day one, right? When I first went to their booth to check out and see how they were going. At first, you guys know I don't have a great relationship with At Games at the moment. So at first I was like, I won't go to the booth. But then I was like, wait a minute. You can't stop me. You can't stop PDubs. So I went over and, I was like, I'm going to go over there anyway. I'll just be nice to everybody and check things out. So captured some footage. I felt really bad for them because the machines weren't working. They looked stressed. They looked upset because they were trying to update these machines, I think, by hand via... Oh, let's go back to that. Oh, wait. It goes by too quick. Ready? I think they were using like hotspots on their phone. Look at this. Estimated time remaining 15 hours, 29 minutes. They were getting 1 megabyte per second, guys. 1 megabyte per second off their phones. So like their machines, no internet, not updating the machines, wouldn't be playable otherwise. So I felt bad for him. So like I put a post in the officially unofficial Facebook group saying, hey, I feel really bad that they're having such a bad time, right? They ended up getting the proper internet later on after feedback reached their home office. They ended up getting all the machines updated overnight and everything. And by day 2 of the expo, all the machines were working and they were working really, really well. Now, right here, we have our Jurassic Park pinball machine. Honestly, everything looked good on the left of the machine, right? Like just left side panel. But then all I saw were the same things I've complained about. The ferns and the other side of the pinball machine just didn't look that great to me. Like, I really think this machine needs a whole new artwork kit before they actually ship it to people. They say something like, hey, man, it's up to the licensors. Well, I mean, you have a say-so, too. You could be like, look, man, this isn't going to sell, bro. But a lot of people had fun with it. So it was nice to see that. Chaotic is their hero. Yeah, what's funny is Chaotic, as well as Michael B. the Game Genie and 19K Fox, had to help them and get them all set up. So by day 2, they were in much better moods. I went over there and they offered me a T-shirt. They were like, "Hey, man, we'll get you this T-shirt if you leave us, tell us what you think of the pinball machine. Just be honest, tell us what you think." So I left them some nice words, and they ended up posting that on their Facebook page, which I found really, really shocking. Over here's the Spooky Pinball, and the big thing that people wanted to play at Spooky was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I played this game with Chaotic, and it was cool. It was cool. It didn't, the machines didn't really blow me away or anything. So if I had to choose between the two, I would get Looney Tunes versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that's because I like Looney Tunes more than Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but this is great. This was filmed on Thursday. So on Thursday, a lot of people are working and stuff. It's a great day to go to the convention. Friday, the amount of people doubled. And then sure enough, by Saturday, the amount of people tripled. It got crazy, guys. The amount of people, it tripled. And then the lines were super long because they were off work, right? Here's the Princess Bride from Multimorphic. So I got to see it in person and I got to play it, and I I liked it. I didn't really hate it, but I don't think it would be something that I would ever buy. And you guys know how much I wanted like a Princess Bride pinball game to come out. Like if Barrels of Fun did it or somebody else, right? It was just weird. 75% of the pinball playfield is a screen, and then 25% of it's like mechanical pinball, stuff like that. Yeah, I ran into David G. Yep. Yep. I ran into David G. So that was all cool and all. Let's see here. A lot of action buttons on this thing because you have to use different flipper buttons for the top flippers and the bottom. So like this is for your bottom flipper, and then there's flippers up here, and you have to use the other flipper button for it. It would have been better if it's just one button and they all flip at the same time, but they make you jump back and forth between the flipper buttons, and I think that's like an action button for like game modes and stuff. I did manage to get my character, or the ball I should say, up the cliffs of insanity. So that was kind of fun in my opinion. The topper was really cool looking. I love the artwork on the machine. It had all the music from the movie. It had all the call outs. It had the voices, the actual voice actors from the movie. It wasn't like they had to hire people to do all that stuff. Wonderland Amusements. So here's what's interesting about Wonderland Amusements. I walked away this weekend saying to myself, why were they there? I understand they wanted to start getting some hype going for their product and stuff like that, but they had nothing really ready to show people for this new 3/4 scale pinball maker. So it would have been better served, in my opinion, if come CES in January, 3 months from now, or come Texas Pinball Festival in March, where you're going to have the same amount of foot traffic, that they showed up then with an actual working machine and maybe some videos, maybe some posters, maybe some flyers, maybe some pamphlets, stuff like that. Does that make sense? Like it really seemed like they came to the show because they wanted to get some press, but were they really ready for it? You know what I mean? Here's a look at this pinball machine. Now, super nice guys. We know a lot of these guys. They worked at New Wave Toys, and they also worked at Arcade One Up, or at least through Think Up, are the creators of Arcade One Up, right? So, like, we know the people. We know they have contacts when it comes to manufacturing. They'll probably use the same manufacturers who build Arcade One Ups, who they have relationships with. Sure, there'll be ways where they'll be able to manufacture solenoids cheaply to get this thing under $1,000 and manufacture stuff cheaply. But the question is it going to be good? Is it going to play good? Is it going to be fun? That kind of stuff. We have no idea, because this is all they brought was this empty cabinet. It gave you a good idea of what size it's going to be. It's definitely a little bit bigger than an Arcade One-Up virtual pinball machine. It's definitely bigger than that. The back box, in my opinion, is too small versus the body of the pinball. I think they need to make the back box bigger. And they have it where it's like lined up with the pinball machine. You want to have that back box kind of sticking out a little bit, right? I mean, there's potential, like Mitch says, there's potential here, but they just weren't ready. Like they just put some placeholder artwork on here, which is just their logo. I mean, we have no idea. Right here, they just took a screenshot of the picture behind them and stuck that here for the back glass image. And then they had their logo here running on, I think, a flash drive. No, Marty, this isn't going to be a virtual pinball. This is going to be a real mechanical pinball machine. It's definitely going to be bigger and probably better than like a Zizzle pinball. How many of you guys remember the Zizzle pinballs? But I think a lot of people who like Stern and Jersey Jack and Spooky, like major pinheads, are probably going to just laugh at this thing. I think our home arcade community might actually have a little bit of an appetite for something like this. You know, if you can't afford real pinball, if you have a smaller game room, smaller arcade, and you want to have some pinball fun in there for yourself or the kids, and if you could get it for $800 to $1,000, which is what they're targeting. It might be something for some people in our community, right? Our community has a lot of people out there who are looking for cost-effective, smaller scale things, right? Recreations or whatnot. So, but I can't tell you if I'm excited or not, because I don't know how it plays. I have no idea what it's going to be made out of or anything. What I can say is they let me hold the pinball. This is the size pinball that they're going to be using, and it's smaller than a real, like, normal pinball, but it's larger than the pinballs that came with my because I actually own the Zizzle pinball machines. And again, the pinball size, it has to be smaller because the machine is smaller, and for the gameplay and the physics to be to work, right? So they let me see it, all that stuff. If they put a full size pinball machine in there, it would have been really, really ridiculous. So a lot of artwork here that they put together. I don't know if this was AI generated art or not. It just really felt like they just weren't ready to be there. Does that make sense? So right here's Ninja Eclipse. I got to actually play it. I interviewed Turner Pinball, and I got to actually play Ninja Eclipse and talk to Chris Turner and all that. I had interviewed them, but I'd never actually played it before. So I played it, and it was fun. It was fun. I liked it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Played like a pinball machine. It just has an original theme, right? It has all the toys and the ramps and all that stuff that you're looking for. They still haven't sold 100 of these yet. You know what I mean? They still haven't sold 100. But take a look, guys. I mean, that's a lot of crap in there. You know, there's a lot of fun stuff to play with on this one. They listened to fan feedback from the last expo, and apparently they made a bunch of changes, and now it looks and plays like a everyday pinball machine. So that was cool to see. Oh, I got to see this in person. So this is that Atari Blasteroids recharged, or Asteroids recharged. I'm sorry, I said Blasteroids. And dude, it's just a $5 game on Steam and Switch that they've now put into a $5,000 arcade cabinet. I understand Atari wants to do this because they're hoping like Dave & Buster's and other places will put these in their arcades. But I kept reminding myself, this is a $5 game on Steam and Switch. I don't need a $5,000 arcade for this. Although it did look pretty cool in person. Like, it was pretty cool to see in person. To see that thing running. I mean, take a look here. I mean, it's impressive looking in person. It really pops. The artwork, the color, the light up buttons on the control panel, like reflective lighting there and stuff. Like, it looked pretty cool, guys. Not gonna lie. Oh, volcano buttons there as well. But nothing I would ever buy. Nothing I would ever buy. Let's see what else we got here. This looks like another video. Is this the... Oh, this is Retrocade. So this is some of this footage I already used. Make sure you guys check out... Did you guys check out my video about Retrocade I posted last night? Make sure you guys check that out. That's for the Multicades that were at Expo. You guys definitely want to check out that video. Let's see where we're at with stuff. Then we went to Dave & Buster's, so that was a good time. I'm sorry, not Dave & Buster's. We went to Medieval Times, so that was a good time. I like this picture we took at Medieval Times. Everyone looks so serious. This was our Game of Thrones moment, right? This was our Game of Thrones moment. You know what I mean? So this was pretty cool. So you got B Kong, Console Kits, me, Michael B, and 19K Fox. So I thought that was really cool at Medieval Times. That was me showing off my awesome, what is this, Lunchbox hoodie. Apparently everyone loved my Lunchbox hoodie. I loved it. This X-Men 97 hoodie, guys, it's badass. Go buy one. I wish I could get an affiliate link for it. Well, there's the picture, but it needs to be rotated. I don't know why it's sideways on my phone. There we are. We're sideways, guys. I have to download it to my PC to rotate it. But I posted that as a community picture, so that was really cool to see. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about this. How many of you guys have played Elton John Pinball? If you've played it, put a 1 in the chat. If you've never played it, put a 0 in the chat. So with Jersey Jack being at Pinball Expo, they brought Elton John, they brought Avatar. The lines were super long for Avatar. Everybody played Avatar. I played Avatar. Everyone was excited about Avatar, blah, 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 blah. You guys have seen my content, and you guys have heard me time and time again say, I do not like band-themed or music-themed pinball. Like, as cool as Iron Maiden, Metallica, AC/DC, like ABBA, Queen, as cool as pinball games are based upon musical artists, me, if I'm going to spend 10 grand on something, I don't want it to be on like a musical artist. And that's probably because I'm just not that into music versus, I'm into like fantasy films and stuff like that. Like if they made a Dragon Slayer pinball, a Dark Crystal pinball, the new Dungeons and Dragons pinball is supposed to be announced next year. Those are pinball games I would be excited and be like, wow, that's worth 5 to 10 grand, right? I'm just not that into music. But I'm going to tell you this. I played Elton John, and in my opinion, keep in mind, it's all opinions. My opinion, Elton John, way better than Avatar. Way better than Avatar. I played it with Biggie D. Biggie D and me hung out, and we played Elton John and Avatar. And in my opinion, Elton John, way better. Avatar had an incredible light show on it, but it definitely was not as good as Elton John. It was Elton John. Like, I actually found myself kind of dancing while I was playing the game. Like, when you first start the game, the table kind of looks like this, right? There's not a lot going on. But after you hit a few shots, unlock a couple things, it's like the whole table's going nuts, right? It ended up becoming a full-on concert at my fingertips, right? And I was like, dude, this Elton John, and it shot great. It shot great. Avatar has cool ideas. Elton John has better flow. Chaotic liked Avatar because he had his headphones on. Tilton T, I love you, man. Big pinball guy. He thinks it's more fun than Avatar. I agree. Yeah, the light show at Avatar was incredible. Incredible light show. But Elton John shot great, and it was super fun to play. Let's see if we actually have video of us playing it. So there's me and Biggie D. I felt so bad for him because take a look at his arms, guys. He was wearing braces because he was in an electric bike accident. He was riding his e-bike and he fell off his bike or got hit or something. And of course, he fell so hard, so fast, you try to catch yourself with your hands. And sure enough, he broke both of his wrists. Not one, both of them. And that's one reason that Biggie D has been off of YouTube for so long. And now that he finally shared it, now I can finally share it. Because I've been checking in. Guys, I've been texting the guy like every few days. You can ask Biggie D. I text him. I'm like, hey, man, just doing my check-in. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? Because I've been worried about him, right? Because he just disappeared and started making posts that sounded super, super serious. I was worried about the guy. I was like, is he okay? So anyway, we got to play it. Let's see here. I think we have some footage here coming right up. Let's get past all these lovey-dovey pictures. Do. Hopefully you guys are having fun. I'm having fun. I know this isn't the most entertaining episode of Multicade Mondays ever, but it is what it is. All right, this should be a big video coming up if it takes this long to load. Let's see what this one is. All right, so here's PDubs. Like, look at me. I was rocking. I can't have the audio on because I don't want to get copyright claim. But look at it. Full on orgasmic light show. And this is in the daytime at an expo with gigantic ceiling lights above you. And the table is still a goddamn party. I got to tell you, man, for someone who's not like a big Elton John fan or a fan of band-themed pinball, if someone asked me today and said, P-Dubs, which Jersey Jack pinball machine would you buy if you had unlimited resources and money and time and energy? What would you buy? I would buy Elton John over Avatar. I think overall it's the better game. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, there you go, Jason. Like I freaking loved it. I mean, it was mind-blowingly fun. And when I play pinball and I smile and I dance while I'm playing and I'm bobbing my head and I'm getting into it, you know I'm having a good time. One of those Elton Johns was uneven. The ball kept rolling to the left. It wasn't level. Yeah, what was funny is the floor of the expo wasn't level in certain areas. So a lot of the pinball machines had that issue. It wasn't just that one. But yeah, man, I was having a really good time playing Elton John. And then I think I captured a little bit of Biggie playing. Let's see here. Let's see how Biggie does. Yep, this is it. Poor Biggie. He couldn't really nudge or whack or slap the table or anything because of his hands. But he ended up putting up a bigger score than me. He ended up kicking my butt on the game. But doesn't change the fact that we still had a super good time. There you go. Yeah, right here. He got high score number 6 on the leaderboard. He did really good. He was really proud of himself, especially because he's injured, how well he did. There's Gamer Fridge. Gamer Fridge was hanging out with us as well. Right here, I met James Hates Everything, and I'm waiting for the video to drop. It was kind of funny. You know how great minds think alike? On the last day of the expo, I went up to James and I saw, whoa. I saw him walking and I went up to him from behind. I said, "Hey, James, I got a great idea for you." He goes, "What?" I said, "Before you leave today, I want you to go up to like every booth you can that you have time and like have like someone interview you and say, so what do you think about Stirred X-Men?" And I just want you to say like something like, "Well, you know, I hate it." I just wanted him to say he hated it and make a compilation video of him saying he hates everything at the expo. Like go up to the vendors who are selling like Nintendo cartridges there. Be like, "James, why don't you like Super Mario Brothers?" He'd be like, "Because he's dressed as a raccoon. Therefore, I hate it." I just wanted him to do that, right? And check this out. He did that. Him and a couple of the anonymous guys already did that even before I went up to him. So it goes to tell you that great minds think alike, and I'm waiting for that video to drop. I can't wait to see it. So James, you know, he's an interesting fellow. It was nice to meet him in person, stuff like that. This is when I first found Biggie D. I was so happy to see him because I was worried the guy was on his deathbed with his Facebook posts and everything he was going through. I'm like, he's alive. That you could read my lips there. I'm like, oh my God, he's alive. I like Dan a lot. Dan and I are friends, so it was good to see him. Right here we have Nagi Devil and his wife. It was good to see them. He is one of our chefs of sauce, so he's a little bit of a ROM pirate. Immediately after taking this photo, I sent it to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Sorry, buddy. But they're going to be calling you about CoinOps X very, very soon. So yeah, always good to see the peeps at the expo. Let's keep going. So right here we had, this was like, this is a version of Scared Stiff that's been fully pimped out with the pin sound stuff. And this was awesome to see. So that's why I took it. And they also had an Indiana Jones as well. You can kind of see like how they made this one better than a stock Scared Stiff. I mean, look at the chrome everywhere, expression lighting. Everything's like got more of a metallic-y look to it. So yeah, this was pretty cool. I thought this was awesome. So I took a quick video of it. So right here, again, we love boobies on the back glass. There's the classic Bally Playboy. Playboy's a machine that's been done like 4 times, I think. I think there's like 4 different versions of the Playboy pinball. This is obviously the first one, the old one, which isn't that great, right? They get better as time goes on. Had some AC/DC as well. I wouldn't mind owning a Playboy pinball machine, but I would want to get one of the older, like one of the newer ones than that, not the original. Sonic Fun. I met Sonic Fun in person. Yes, it was great meeting you in person as well. So right here, is this me playing? Let's go back. Let's go back. Yeah, this is me actually playing Princess Bride. So this was interesting because right here, okay, so you hit the ball there, and now you gotta hit all the shots to get your ball to climb the top of the cliffs of insanity, right? I got a ball save here. I think you're gonna see it. The flippers were weird because you could kind of see like the little mechanical stuff that they're connected to sitting on top of the screen. I think right there, did I do it? Yeah, right there. I got the ball to the top. You can kind of see it in the corner. So I managed to beat the mode. I climbed the cliffs of insanity. It's one of the coolest things about it. But as you can see here, it's 75% screen, and pretty much everything you see on the screen is repeated on the back glass in front of you. On there, they have like a 24-inch screen. So the screen here just felt repetitive. You know what I mean? Like, why do we have such a big screen? I think if it was like 50% screen versus 75% screen, it'd be better, or maybe 25% screen. Like, it was interesting. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Like, it was okay. Not something that I would ever buy, unfortunately. All right, you guys ready for me to really fangirl? All right. Now, I want you guys to settle down, all right? We need to put some music on for this. Let's go, baby. All right. It happened, guys. Jeff Lee, the original Gottlieb video game artist who designed the artwork for Q*bert, was at the expo. And sure enough, I ran up to him and I showed him my Q*bert tattoo. And he actually took a picture of my Q*bert tattoo. That's right, guys. My Q*bert tattoo, he took a picture of it on his own cell phone. I don't know what he's going to do with it. But he took a picture. He loved the fact that I had a Q*bert tattoo. And I got to meet him and talk to him. I talked to him for a good 20 minutes. Had a blast. And check this out, guys. It's going to happen. We're going to make it happen for you guys. We're going to get both Jeff Lee and Warren Davis on the show, on the channel. I will be able to hopefully interview both of them on the same show. And that is like my dream interview, to interview those guys. Isn't that cool? So, but yeah, they're going to hopefully come on the channel. It was really cool to meet Jeff Lee. I bought one of his books. He autographed it for me and all that kinds of stuff. Super, super nice guy. I felt a little bad for him. I asked him how the convention was going, and he said it was slow, that like his booth wasn't that busy. And I told him, I said, well, dude, if you need me to, I'll come back every 20 minutes and come say hi to you. You know, making him laugh and stuff like that. So, yeah, guys, we're going to get them on, talk all about Q*bert. It's going to be great. But look at us, 2 peas in a pod. So, yeah, I was total being a baby. I was all like, I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you for creating my most favorite video game character of all time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he thought I was a little weird. I didn't get him to sign the tattoo. That would have been funny. What if I got him to sign it and then, whatchamacallit, and then had that signature tattoo? That would have been great. Here's the homebrew section. So these are custom-built pinball machines, one of a kind that people make. You got the Nightmare Before Christmas right here. The homebrew section was very, very interesting. Some of this stuff, you're like, okay, like, if you like it, that's cool. And some of the stuff really blew me away, especially the Borderlands game, which we'll show you here very, very soon. Some of these are further along in development than others. Like, you'll notice some people just have the wood. They don't have the artwork yet on the actual game, on the playfield. And some people actually, their machines are completely done. The Led Zeppelin here was pretty awesome. And I'll show you the one that I really played that I really, really loved. So here's Tattoo Mystique. That one was cool. Trashland, Green Out, interesting games. Hopped Up. I mean, you can make a pinball game out of anything. You just got to be creative enough to make it happen. Boys Night Out. That was Nostalgia's original pinball game. I'm just teasing. Yep, there's the Sonic and the Pokemon. Everyone loved playing Sonic Spinball. That was a really cool one. And a great way to make a pinball game. Like, that needs to happen, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think that would be really, really cool. This is a Pokemon one. I didn't play this one because, guys, I'm just not into Pokemon. Sorry. I know you guys are. Over here, the Dukes of Hazzard. So this is a Paragon pinball machine, the classic Paragon that's been converted to Dukes of Hazzard. This was actually made by my buddy Jake, who lives actually 2 blocks away from me here in Arizona. So I've played this thing a ton, and he put it on his truck and drove it all the way from Arizona to Chicago for the homebrew section. And there's my buddy Jake. Love that guy. He's got a gigantic pinball collection in his home. He's got some of the best games. All right, now let's get to one that actually... Now, you might say, well, what was your favorite homebrew, PDubs? Let's see if we can find it. Well, I don't know what's going on here. All right, so here's Saw. Now, Saw, when I got up there, wasn't playable, but I want you to pay close attention to the game. Take a look at the playfield, right? Take a look at the playfield where everything is. This ramp, this shot, this ramp here. Because when we get to the next machine that actually won Best in Show is actually the same exact table as Saw. But Saw didn't win. Now, how many of you guys like the Saw movies? If you like the Saw movies, give me a 1 in the chat. If you don't like the Saw movies, give me a 0. I enjoyed the Saw movies. But after, like, Saw 6, I kind of gave up. I thought it was just repetitive. I think they've made, like, 4 or 5 more movies after that. I just kind of got bored with it. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're going to hook them up, and something's going to tear their faces off, and that'll be it. So I like the Saw movies, but I'm not obsessed with them, right? Okay, so you saw that pinball playfield. Let's see if we got the... And right here. The Greatest Showman is the one that I think won Best in Show. And this is a homebrew. And you'll notice that everything on here is... Take a look right here. If you guys remember Saw, same exact pop bumper, same exact wire form ramp. They are the exact same table layout. And they were side by side in the same booth. It's just this one was themed The Greatest Showman and the other one was themed Saw. And the only thing different, obviously, was the assets, the music, the call-outs, stuff like that. But they were the exact same game, essentially. But this one won. And I'm glad my wife didn't go with me to the expo, because if she saw this, she would have wanted this, because The Greatest Showman is like her favorite, like one of her favorite musical movies, right? And I talked to the people who made this, and they were very, very proud of it. And I said, are you going to make any more to sell to people? And they were like, nope. They're like, nope, one and done. They brought it here to the expo, and it's going to stay home and be their pride and joy. But there you go. Looks really, really cool. I was very impressed with it. Isn't that awesome? Great artwork on the side. They could have just taken stuff from the movie, but instead they just used characters from the movie. That was pretty awesome in my opinion. Okay, so here's Borderlands Pinball. Now, Borderlands Pinball was probably, if not my first, second favorite of the show when it comes to the homebrew, because this one, the table at the playfield actually moves. The playfield is on hydraulics. So the playfield will move up and down. This is him just playing it. Wait till you guys see this. All right, so is it going to happen right here? Let's see. So you have to, at a certain point, you have to pick up that controller that's in front of you, and it kind of becomes like Marble Madness. And the playfield will start moving around. It's going to be the next video. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Take a look, guys. You see the playfield moving? Now all of a sudden, the playfield has lowered, it's sunk in, and he's got to move it around. He's got to get the ball to fall into a certain spot. All using that little controller. It's crazy. Because if he leans it too much towards him, the ball's going to drain, right? Like right there, he almost drained. He's got to get it to the back of the table in the quarter. So this was an interesting game mode, and the fact that the whole machine had all these hydraulics to move it around was pretty damn impressive in my opinion. It was pretty awesome. Jason, thanks so much for the $10 super chat. I'm sorry to hear about your head, buddy. Just in case this head injury takes me out. Always a pleasure, bro. Hang in there, alien. Hang in there. What do you guys think of that moving table? I've never seen something like that before. It kind of blew me away. All right, let's keep going here. I met Bob from Token Taverns. So it was nice to meet him, talk to him, and find out all about his documentary and stuff like that. And he even was selling VHS copies of his documentary, which I found pretty hilarious. I found it pretty hilarious. So it was nice to see him. And because I've talked to him online, but I've never actually met him in person. So it was nice to meet Bob. And he was telling me like about some of the projects he's got coming out, stuff like that. Here's the Alice Adventures in Wonderland. Personally, I liked it. I only got to play it once, though. I only got to play 2 balls. And the first ball I drained right away. The second ball I played, it maybe lasted about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes at the most. Unlocked 1 game mode. So I didn't get to play it enough to be like, oh my God, I gotta buy it. But I really, really liked it. Hopefully the code will get better and closer to release, and it'll be fun. And I could totally see this in my house sitting next to my Labyrinth pinball machine. I could totally see that happening. Absolutely. I mean, take a look. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I know some people are like, oh, it's too sexual, blah, blah, blah. I think anyone can look at this artwork and realize that Alice there is not a kid. This is a grown-up Alice. And that it's okay to say she looks hot. You know what I mean? Oh, but it was gorgeous. The machine itself was gorgeous, but it sucks. I only got to play it 1 time, and they had it set to 2 balls only, not 3, to make sure that everyone in line had got to have a turn on it. But I really, really liked it. Loved the time I got to play. It was a special machine. Hate it was only 2 balls, and it was a long wait to play. Yeah, dude, stood there for 45 minutes. 45 minutes just to play 1 quick round of pinball. Make sure you guys watch the video I put out early this morning for the full details on Alice Adventures in Wonderland pinball and my thoughts on it. Let's see if we can find some more fun stuff for you. How many times have you guys seen Conti? You guys remember Conti? Conti's always been in our live chats. Here's Conti. Got to meet him in person. First time I ever met him in person. He also came all the way down from Canada, so it was good to see him. So that was great. Let's see. Who else we got going on here? More pictures of Alice. I was a little bit obsessed. What can I say? I thought it was beautiful. This part of the playfield seems a little bit bigger than it needs to be because it takes up so much of the playfield. But minus that, I liked how the table was set up. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. This is Stella. I met Stella at, I think it was Cleveland Gaming Classic or Chicago, one of the two. And my niece is named Stella. And whenever I hear Stella, I think it was like one of the old TV show quotes, Stella! So, of course, when I saw her again, I was like, Stella! So she's awesome. Her and her husband, they're fans of the channel. So, yeah, let's keep going here. What else we got going on? Oh, I got to play some Jungle Lord. I like Jungle Lord. If I ever wanted to grab like an old ass game, it would probably be Jungle Lord. Jungle Lord's cool. Stella got her groove back. Jungle Lord's a fun game in my opinion. And then here's a Badly Lost World. I got to play this as well. This game was a lot slower than I remembered it being. And I honestly, I was like, wait, I thought I liked this game. But I ended up playing it again. I was like, wait a minute, it's too slow. I'd rather play Jungle Lord. Let's see who we got here. Who do we have here? We have Michael B. the Game Genie and Scott Parisi. We always see Scott Parisi commenting on our videos and stuff, so it was good to meet him in person. Mike was the life of the party, as always. He's like our Jim Belushi of the group, or John Belushi, Chris Farley, whatever you want to call it. So it's good to see him. Oh, by the way, check out the kicks. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was wearing my X-Men hoodie with my matching Wolverine shoes from Reebok. My how do the kids say this? My drip was on point at Pinball Expo. My drip was fire. So that was really, really cool to see as well. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. I just realized we've already hit 90 minutes. Holy shit. Sorry, guys. I'm just having fun reliving the moments. You know, this is what happens when you tell people to take pictures and they take like 25. Like, just press it 3 times, dude. I don't want to talk about this one. I don't want to talk about it. We're just going to move on. Yeah. All right. Hold on. Hopefully we didn't just run into a bunch of weird stuff here. Oh, this is a great photo. So right here you got Galaga Guy, you got Nerd Lounge Master, you got B Kong, James Hates Everything, Mike will be the Game Genie, Gamer Fridge, G.I. Joel, Multicade Matt, Stock Jock. I think that's one of his kids right there. Is that Chaotic right here? I can't tell. I only can see part of him. It was so, you know, it's so cool to meet everyone in person, right? And everyone in person is usually just as cool as they are on the internet, right? Yeah, it was half of your, yeah, that was you. That was half of your body. All right, here's some Metallica for you. So they finally rolled out Metallica on Saturday for everyone else to check out. And of course, everybody seemed to really be enjoying it. You know what I mean? Me, myself, like, I think it's badass and cool, but if I had to choose between Metallica and X-Men, I would buy X-Men. It's nice that they remastered this and re-released it. Hopefully there's other pinball games that they decide to bring back. Games that we missed out on back in the day, like Lord of the Rings and other games that Stern did 20 years ago. If they bring those back, because it's been 20 years for the next generation, I think that would be really, really cool. But yeah, it was beautiful. It's loud. It's fun. It's beautiful. It's loud. It's fun. All that stuff. That's just a shot of the Magneto head. Not Magneto, Celestial head. I don't even know why I took that picture. Oh, yeah, because it was going up and down. I was like, it's so cool when it goes up and down. But, oh, yeah. We played X-Men, me and this guy named Ryan, and we got the balls stuck in the corner twice. And we had to literally lift the machine up, like kind of like you're trying to tilt a car over to get the balls out of that area that got trapped. And that was interesting because the balls like came out from here, but they come out so fast that they kind of, at the right angle, they bounce and they got stuck here. And apparently that problem was happening to not just us, but other people. And I'll be honest with you guys, that's the only thing that worries me about this X-Men pinball machine is I don't want my pinballs constantly getting stuck in the same spot. So I don't know if there's some kind of adjustment that needs to be made there or whatnot, but as you can see here, we got 2 balls stuck. And of course, when the pinballs get stuck, the machine goes haywire trying to find out, where's the balls? Where's the balls? stuff like that. So this happened to us, and it happened to the people who were right next to us while we were playing. So that was interesting that the balls got stuck there. But minus that piece of critical feedback, I really have nothing bad to say about X-Men. All right, pay attention to the rearview mirror. This was 19K Fox and I. This was us. Michael B was coming to the car, and we drove away. You could see Michael B running. Look at, he's running, trying to get to the car, and we're driving away. He was so mad. Oh man, we're a bunch of weirdos. Okay, so what's next for the channel? I got the X arcade stick. If you guys remember, that thing came in right before I left for Expo, so we got to make some content for that. Also, finally, Super Sprint video part 2. Hopefully I will get that out before the end of this week, especially since they're going to be shipping units to other people who did their pre-orders. I definitely want to get Super Sprint video 2 out. That is going to be a long video where I do extended gameplay of tons of games, but it'll all be time-stamped. So if you guys click on that video, look at the timestamps, see what games you're interested in, like Cruisin', Daytona, Wreckfest, whatever. And then you could go to that section of the video and just watch it. You don't have to watch the entire video, but it's going to be a long video. But also, just today, I received the Evercade Alpha Mega Man Bar Top Arcade. If you guys remember, I pre-ordered the Street Fighter Evercade Alpha, and the Blaze Entertainment reached out to me. They're like, hey, PDubs, we'd love for you to do a review. Which one do you want us to send you? I told them, I said, since I pre-ordered Street Fighter, can you send me Mega Man? And they did. So we'll be able to check this thing out together as well. So that should be super, super fun. But pretty much, guys, it was a fantastic, amazing weekend. I had pleasure meeting so many of you at the expo, collaborating with so many YouTubers and content creators, and just having a great time. Chicago Pinball Expo is a fantastic show to go to. If you've never gone, you should try to go. What was my favorite food, P-Dubs? For me, it would probably be favorite food that we ate while we were there. I think probably, yeah, Lou Malnati's. Lou Malnati's is better than Giordano's. The pizza was delicious. So, but they wanted to have White Castle. Mike wanted to have Culver's. He's never had Culver's before. Stuff like that. So, I mean, we did eat a lot of crap over the weekend. We sure did. Now, next week, it'll be back to business as usual on Multicade Mondays. We'll have interviews with the Retrocade guys coming up. We're also going to have, hopefully, Jeff Lee, Warren Davis coming on the show. We got a lot of cool stuff planned. We're going to end the year with a bang here on PDubsArcadeLoft. If you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing. Click the bell for notifications. I got so many videos coming out. You want to click the bell so you don't miss a single one of them. If you're bored, head on over. Check out Michael B. the Game Genie. Thanks as always for hanging out upstairs with us. And remember, guys, it's Monday. What do we always do on Monday before we go to bed, my dudes? There's one thing and one thing only you must do tonight before you go to bed, and that is play your multicades. I'll talk to you guys real soon.